All right. My friend sent me this link a few hours ago, and I swear I haven't watched it. I literally chose not to watch it until I got home so that I could record a live reaction. Um, I don't know. You can see this is actually unofficial Spyro merch. This is just a purple dragon onesie, but I am a huge Spyro fan. Spyro is my bro and ally, and yeah, and I've beaten the game more times than I can count. All three of the ones that were on PlayStation. I beat them many times. I played the Reignited trilogy a whole bunch. 100% it on Steam and on PlayStation and on Switch. So I am a huge Spyro fan. This is this is my heart, and I'm ready. I'm so ready. So let's watch this 1 minute trailer. It's just cinematic announcement trailer. They're not even going to show any fucking gameplay. All right, let's watch it. Okay. I mean, yeah, these look like creatures. The little like things I would kill for health for sparks. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. A new evil. Oh. Oh my boy. Oh, here he is. Oh. Okay. I was gonna say his face looks a little different, doesn't it? Is it Tom Kenny coming back to voice him too? Because that's what I want. Right. Yeah. A realm. Oh my god! Oh. Oh my god. 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 I'm so happy. Like I'm so happy. I I'm so happy. I I'm so fucking happy. I think we should probably do the thing, right? We should do the thing where we look at it and stuff, you know. I think like yeah, there we go. Look at that. I can swap. I didn't need to do a cut last time. What a fucking amateur hour this is. Okay, yeah. So like these guys, they look like they would be the little cutesy creatures. Sorry, I just touched my fucking mic like an amateur again. Um, but they look like they would be the little creatures that I would kill to get health for sparks, assuming that's how this is going to be, because you know who knows if I mean it would be strange to do a different like health system other than sparks, but we saw that this is going to be a very different game, you know. So yeah, we have these little cute little creatures. And then we do get this is nice, this zoom through. Uh, who like are these like who lives in these houses, right? Like is this the dragon realms? Are these dragon houses? Um, is this Avalar? Is this another realm? I mean, it said in a realm beyond at the start here. So this is not Avalar or the Dragon Well world or the other side of the world that um third Spyro game takes place on. Does that have a place? Does that have a name? I'll put it up on the screen if I figure out what that place is called. But yeah, the Forgotten Worlds, the Forgotten Lands. That's got to be it, right? It's got to be called the Forgotten Lands. Something like that. Anyway, so this is a new place. Okay, maybe. Uh, and then yes, and then here we have this cool staff, which this purpley gem here this yeah, this I mean it looks like something from a Spyro game for sure. Like I'm a like I'm a huge fan, and this looks like something that yeah, that one of the villains would use. It looks like it's magic in the same way that like um Nasty Nork's weapon looked kind of magic, and the it this looks like something the sorceress would use, or Ripto. So, it says a new evil though, so I assume we're not bringing back any of the original villains, which is probably for the best. Yeah, like this is super exciting, and obviously, yeah, our boy runs in. See, and so he looks like his face here looks kind of different. I'm wondering if like this is adolescent. This is older, not old. Maybe he's probably like now, you know, a grown man, maybe, or maybe just like I said, like an adolescent dragon. Like he's this is teenage Spyro. Because yeah, I'm not an animation expert, but like something about his face rings different to me. And now that I've paused, his wings look bigger than they have before, and his uh little spikes, his little spiky spikes, they look a lot closer to like a mohawk. Um, and so this to me evokes like a teenage Spyro. Um, and then obviously, yeah, it says soars. You're like, oh my god, is he gonna fly? I was thinking that. Like, I absolutely was. Like, holy shit, is he gonna fly? Is he gonna fly in certain levels? I mean, that's how it's always been. There have been flying levels that, or like, oh, they're training grounds where the magic of the world, of the portal, lets you fly temporarily while you're there to practice your flying. Um, but yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. This because it seems like the main gameplay is going to be centered around, and like that's what they showed off, right? I'm assuming that part of the design of this place is that like, oh, like Spyro needs to fly to get there. And then yeah, oh my God, like yeah, yeah, we're like targeting, and then we shoot this thing, and then go through a ring. Yeah, I mean, I'm I I'm so hype about this. Like, I can't. I mean, I guess I can. I mean, like there's probably a lot of people out there who share a similar feeling. Play back, play it back slow. Mute it so it doesn't sound weird. But yeah, like so like we targeted this and spat it, and then it like targeted and so there's like an auto targeting system here. And then obviously, like, looks like we're using some sort of boost here, you know? And then, yeah, this auto targets, and then up here, we shoot this. And you know what? I'm not seeing sparks, you know? Tell me what has happened to my other boy Sparks. Because if you do some like, well, dragonflies don't live that long, and so he's died. I will mourn Sparks deeply. Um, but I am curious if there's a because in that shitty terrible PS2 one, it is canon that the dragon children are given or assigned or paired up with, I guess is the right phrase, um, dragonflies as like their guardians and partners, like at a not a coming of age ceremony because they're still young, at like a I don't know, a dragon christening, a dragon baptism where they get They get their dragonflies for the first time. So I, kind of assumed that yeah, the dragonfly was a friend for life. Um, Maybe a similar thing is happened. Sparks is uh, you know, retired. Maybe he hasn't died yet, but maybe they'll do. Maybe he's still there. This is like, what did they even say? Like this is alpha footage captured on PC, subject to change. So yeah, like there's play at 50% speed here. Yeah, so like boom, we shoot something. It's like, oh, I think the boost like recharges or something because like it's not like we pick anything up here. Sorry, I'm really doing the thing where we overanalyze the trailer now. Sorry, boys. Um, let's go. But yeah, so it looks like, oh, we get a little boost, we shoot, and then boom, that little pink purple flare, that not pink, look at me, this purple flare, um, ignites around him, you know, and then yeah, and then another couple seconds, boom, there it is again, and then I feel like that like spiraling upward. I don't know if that was like a boost or like the thing that we destroyed down there because we like shot this thing right here. Yeah, like did we just get like a big updraft or is that us just steering?
Your flame breath to ignite campfires to get lift before flapping your wings to sustain momentum
Okay.
and interacting with the world. So it is
Yeah.
active, engaging flight as you're kind of traversing through
Mm.
this environment.
Upwards. It it kind of looked like we had got an updraft, but then just then when I watched it, I think it looked like we were just steering. So I'm not sure. But then obviously yeah, we shoot something and we go through a ring. Um, so that is cool. Um, I mean, a game where I can fly around as Spyro, and it's still about collecting things and exploring the environment sufficiently, and demonstrating sufficient skill with all of my abilities to access an area. Um, I think that will probably scratch a similar itch. I do. Let's be honest. So, like, now that obviously the excitement has started, like the initial, it's the excitement hasn't waned. I'm very excited about it. But the like adrenaline has calmed down and I can think a little bit more with my logical brain. I am curious as to like what this really means for the gameplay. Because, you know, Spyro was a collectathon and platformer, as well as an action game. You did fight enemies, but in order to 100% it, you did have to platform properly. You had to do the glides well. You had to jump at the right times and get to the right areas and explore and climb all over the environment. So much of the original game relies on the conceit that you only have this limited glide ability and you have to use that properly to access areas. And so, I'm very, very curious as to what this game will be about if I can more or less fly anywhere I want. If I can fly up. Uh it's not yeah, I'm not it's not a worry. It's just like I'm curious. What are you going to do? Is like I said, I do want it to be a collectible action platformer because that's what Spyro is. But if I can fly, then what are we doing differently with the platforming? Obviously, now it's about like, aerial tasks, shooting the right thing. So like that looks like another one of those fires. So there's probably like, you know, whatever we're collecting or an orb or something for lighting all the fires here, and then if I'm shooting these whatever the what is this? It's not a bird. What are these things he's shooting? I don't know. Like no idea. It's impossible to tell. I don't have a nice enough PC, I guess, to have the whatever these targets are that he's shooting. Um, I assume because yeah, my head is so stuck in what the original games were that it's like, oh yeah, there's things that you would do in these flying levels, like shooting all of the stuff and shooting all the fire things or going through all the rings or whatever. So I assume there's still going to be stuff like that. Um, but maybe not. I mean, obviously Spyro has been in a lot of other games. He was one of the launching characters of Skylanders, and he had that GameCube game that was more of like an action RPG sort of thing. So they could go that angle too, where the game has like levels basically that you're kind of beating in sequential order. Um, and it's less about like, oh, you can visit whichever worlds you want, and you have to try and accomplish as much in enough in each world to unlock the balloon to the next world or the next hub, I should say. Maybe it might be a more sequential RPG. Um, I'm not sure. I'm very curious, but I'm very excited because yeah, I love Spyro so much. Um, yeah, I'm very excited. I think we're I'm gonna watch this video now, um, and let you know what I think.
You're going to be transitioning from ground to air
Mhm.
at a moment's notice,
Okay.
whenever you want, as true player freedom. It is
Oh,
not.
really?
It is
It's no
not.
like there's no like thing on the floor that you
Nope.
have to touch to
Not at
put
all.
you in the air.
No,
You
it
just
is
I
press a
fly
button
now.
and you are flying. And
Okay.
so it's not select levels, it is not gliding, it
Mhm.
is true flight.
Well, since I had my fucking microphone off because I planned to just watch the video and then comment on it afterwards, but then I got excited in the middle and started recording, forgetting that my microphone was off. So embarrassing. But they spent the first half of the video mostly being excited that they got to make the game and refreshing or letting people know if you weren't following Toys for Bob the way I kind of casually was, um, that they recently got to, well, a year or two ago, they had the opportunity to essentially buy their independence, and now they don't have to rely on um, Microsoft to green light another Spyro game. That's good. That's very good news. And it was good news when it was the algorithm was sending me uh tech articles and IGN articles about it, and it's great that now it finally is a thing. Um, but they did talk, and my poor I'm gonna find it here.
Let's talk about one of the something somebody may have heard, which is this is not an original voice actor for Spyro. Who do we got?
Well, it is the original.
It's the
It's not a
original.
new
It's oh
voice
yeah,
actor.
that's
Yes,
sorry,
correct.
See,
that's what I
this is
meant.
the
It's all
part.
right. Honestly, for us, as I
This is the part I was looking at, and unfortunately, I did have to re-record it because I switched to the wrong scene, and so it wasn't recording my mic for any of the things that I was saying about this, which is a shame because I was very excited and animated and got involved and got I was very excited and animated during this bit. Um, but basically, he says, the interviewer says, "Oh, you don't have it's not an original voice for Spyro," by which he means it's not a new voice for Spyro. You're not recasting him. And then, the guy from Toys for Bob here says, "Yeah, it's the original. It's not a new one. It's not a new original. It's the original." And I just really, really, really like wanted to cut in and say, Tom Kenny, I love him and he's fantastic and he's a great voice actor and he is Spyro. He was not the original Spyro. Um, I looked it up when I was doing it, but it's not him. He's not. he wasn't Spyro in the very first PS1 game. Some guy named Carlos did it in the PS1 game. There's like four voice actors in the first game. And so he's been in it since then. And this guy knows it too because in like 30 seconds, he says something
Who
like,
voiced Spyro in some of the original games,
Yep.
and Tom
exactly, right there, in some of the original games. So he catches himself. He knows. But I've already seen one social media post literally like in just by having my phone on where someone's saying, "Oh, they've got the original Spyro back." And it's like, "No, they don't really. Like it is him and it's the same one who was in the Reignited trilogy, so it's the Toys for Bob Spyro. It makes sense, and it's almost the original Spyro, and it's the one I want. But just as a clarification, I think it's important to recognize that there was a different voice actor first. But yeah, the short answer is that that I'm obviously ridiculously fucking excited. Uh, I yeah, I love Spyro, and I'm so happy that he's getting another game. Um, I will be playing it. I will be, having full honest thoughts about it, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. But right now I mean, it looks interesting. I'm very curious. I trust Toys for Bob a lot because they did some really cool stuff with all of their remakes and some great stuff with the Crash 4 game. Like that was super good. So, I trust them and I want to see what they're cooking. Um, yeah, I want to see more gameplay for sure. I want to know some stuff. I obviously where's Sparks? Is he alive still? What's going on? I mean, yeah, he just passed on naturally because it's been enough years. Um, is there another? But then mechanically, is there another health system we're using? Am I gonna have a health bar? Do I just do I change color? Can I only take one hit before I'm dead? What type of game is this? But ultimately, very excited. I'm very, very, very excited. Um, and I can't wait to see more. Yeah, just don't forget that Tom Kenny was not the original voice actor. Don't call him that. Yeah, but yeah. No other final words, I guess. I love Spyro and I am excited for the new game. Uh, it's good. This the idea that Spyro would be able to fly finally in one of the sequels was something that I always thought would be the case when I was a kid playing these games on the PlayStation. Was eventually Spyro will get bigger and be big enough to fly and have super breath on his own. And then I got a little older and sort of realized that, well, yeah, in the universe he will, in the story of the game he will, but probably never in an actual game because then the gameplay would have to be really different. And I if my flame breath was just strong enough to break everything, because I'm a full-grown dragon, if I can just fly everywhere, what's the challenge going to be? Well, obviously, we're going to find out. It's going to be a slightly different game, or a very different game, in fact. So, yeah, very optimistic, very excited. Let's go. We're so fucking back.